My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And y'all aren't gonna believe it, but literally the day this is coming out, well, the day before this is coming out, but for the purposes of this episode, the day this is coming out is our anniversary.
Yay!
Woo!
Happy anniversary to us!
Happy anniversary.
We have been podcasting for 7 years. For 7. Which I hear is incredibly old in podcasting timelines to have like a continuous.
I honestly didn't think we'd make it to this, but
but
I just thought it was going to be a couple-year thing, and then we just kept going and going.
You know what? I feel like in a strange way, COVID really helped us because we needed something to do,
Absolutely.
And then we just sort of got into a really good rhythm during that, and.
Here
we just kept going. We just kept going, and we're going to keep going, I guess. This is so.
Yeah, man.
Don't worry, y'all. This isn't our goodbye. This is just
we got plans for next week anyway.
We got an episode already on the schedule for next week, so I hope this isn't a goodbye. So we just wanted to have like a chill, fun episode, where we just chat about podcasting and K-dramas and K-pop and just general stuff and our old podcast.
I will say a few months ago we like figured out how to have better audio by being closer to our mics and stuff.
Yes,
so like that's probably a thing.
It's more of like we just were lazy. There was no it's not like we've been spending this entire time going, oh man, like how do we like fix our audio situation?
Yeah,
no one ever cared. Like
we were really just doing that sounds fine. And then Sky's mic decided to go, you know what? It'll only sound fine if I'm optimally placed. Yeah. Otherwise, it'll sound like nothing.
Yes. Sky's mic's
so then we're all like, wait a
second. We're like,
okay. If we all get closer to our mics and actually follow the directions of where to position a mic that were sent with the microphones when we bought them, perhaps it would sound better. Weird.
How crazy. And for me personally, like on that front, so yes, I got a different mic, but because I'm not going to get into it, but since I was having noise canceling headphones essentially on whenever I was talking into the mic that was far away from me, I was like yelling at my mic.
Oh, okay.
So I was always very loud in the house. Like I was as loud as I get. And so then now that I'm like,
who's like sleeping in another room is like, what?
Yeah, like he used to be like, you're so loud, dude. And so now that I'm plugged into my, appropriate audio-ness of me hearing myself when I'm talking as opposed to through my headphone. So anyway, that's another, like I can actually hear myself.
Good time, man.
Yeah.
We had such a good time.
Yeah. I think like what was like great about like us is that we've always kind of like had this podcast as like a thing that was like mostly like you're on a call with your friends talking about dramas. Like, so it never was going to be anything that we were going to like stress over or like do all these things. And like, if we were going to do stuff that was like really intensively like edited or like stuff, it would be because it's fun and not because of anything else. Like, it's just, like, I think that like this type of podcast really lends itself to being very like kind of bare bones as well. Like, you don't really need anything. We're just talking about dramas that we're watching,
Yeah.
I think the fact that we also have always talked about a lot of different things has made it good too, because as your interests shift, as Natalia shifts into, vertical dramas, or as I'm shifting into more reading or anime or whatever, that's okay. Because we already talk about all these different things, so it's fine.
Like, it's niche, but it's not niche. I just think, like, when you think back to our first episode, Please don't. If you've never listened to it, you don't have to.
If you're already listening to this one, it's okay. You can stay here.
Stay here. Sure. I won't be linking it. Like you don't. It's not a good episode, okay? Because the first thing of anything is usually not great. No. It's the first. We were recording on Skype, which was not good quality. We didn't have now I have everything, so everyone's mic is on a different audio thing, so I could balance it. No, if someone was fuzzy or it's dated.
I was literally doing some really creative editing. I'd be like, okay, I'll just take out this whole section and
move it around. Editing's a lot easier now that it's all on. But at the same time, it does also take longer because we now do video, which we didn't do back in the day. But technology has changed. We can now do all of this.
Yeah.
It's now possible because, yet again, I don't want to give COVID too many props, but the technology for video conference individual recording really skyrocketed during that time.
For sure.
So, and we really, it was so funny because when you look back at our first, I don't know, 10 episodes or something, we really were trying to be really regimented and have segments and we just gave that. We were like, nah, we gave it up. Bullshit.
I mean, we needed it because we also, none of us were podcasters
done it before,
and we all met online, and we had never I think we met once not in person but on video before we started actually recording.
We are not
strangers to each other.
Yeah, I know that it sounds like we're really good friends because we are now, but when we started, we did not know each other. We were online
Twitter
casual friends.
But not even years long Twitter friends.
A year long Twitter friend.
Oh, I don't know.
We were mutuals at best.
I got into the life and then was like, hey, let's start a podcast. It was like, all right.
Sure. And then it was and then we were like, oh, what are we going to podcast? And then so we were in debating, what is our first podcast going to be? We really wanted to be interesting. And then Drama Fever got killed and we were like, done.
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
Okay. Cool.
And then today, on the day of our recording, they're announcing that the company that killed Drama Fever is
starting their own
with
Asian content.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah,
it's oh really?
They think we forget.
Yeah,
we have.
I have the receipts. I have the Twitter receipts.
To clarify, that's Warner Brothers. In case you're curious.
Yeah, we call you out. We'll call you out by name. We know what you did.
Warner Brothers, not a sponsor.
No, never will.
Not a sponsor. Never will be a sponsor.
And I is killing off things so they can get the tax money. That's
I really feel
they've done that. Too.
We don't.
Yeah,
as always, we don't have any sponsorships except for the Found Family on Patreon, which you can go join, patreon.com/news. But I feel even if people were offering to sponsor us, we would definitely tell some people no, and Warner Brothers is one of those people. We'd be like, hey, I don't know, actually.
No. Yeah.
No.
I think our closest to anything that would have been sponsor related is Cocoa. They reached out to us and gave us lots of presents. But
we got a PR bag.
Do anything with them.
They really didn't.
They really didn't. There was no strings attached to this. They were just
They just sent us some PR. So it was nice. I still have the little dude. He's somewhere around
in my room. Yeah.
My shelf.
Yeah. There was a little blind box. I have the stuffed animal. It's it's on my bed.
Animal on the little
yeah, right there. Yeah. They sent each of us one. They sent it all to Sky, but then Sky sent us the rest of that. It was great.
It was a big box.
It's really sweet.
Yeah, it was very nice. So Cocoa, we're still kind of a fan of your whole deal.
Yeah.
Well,
I will say actually that was going to be. I think if we could pick who we were sponsored by, in my opinion, personally, I would think so. Cocoa, because they've proved
yeah,
they're
cool
for reals cool with that. And they seem to pay their from what we know, seems like a paid subbing situation.
Sure.
Seems to be. I'm gonna be very clear with that. Also, Gaga, like.
I would no. Listen, I will give Gaga free press. Don't you worry. But like Gaga, seriously, like, listen, Gaga, ooh la la. We would love.
I don't know that
Tubi.
The back like
Tubi,
but like Tubi's also. I mean, like if we're being really real, it's not owned by great people, but
no,
right, true.
But like IG, maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
I think, like one of the things that like kind of just like it's like Coco is really good, but they're only Korean dramas, and we definitely do not just live in Korean dramas. Yeah. Even though it is kind of like if you took all of our content, it would be the highest percentage. But that's just because like especially when we started, Korean dramas were the easiest to get a hold of. So and then if we were talking about something, it was like the easiest thing to be like, okay, people are talking about
all of us can get access to it.
We can get access to it, and people will respond to it. So like it was just easy, and now that's really not the case at all.
That's true.
Yeah, but for reals though, Gaga Ooh La La, or if someone listening to this is like a connection, like hook us up. Like we won't even take that much money, if any. Like we'll just do a collab, man.
Like, seriously, if these companies just wanted to give us like free logins. Like that would be a great benefit.
Yeah, Gaga. Like, listen,
I really
already
love that we're
pay
using
for
this anniversary special just to
to specifically appeal to Gaga. Like, listen, I have been paying. Like, you know, we have been paying you for many years since. Actually, I think that I've been like a paid member of Gaga Ooh La La since like a couple months after they
I remember
started
talking
taking
about it, like maybe in the news or like when we were like talking about like carriers, we were like, oh, there's this new one that's like coming out that's just specifically LGBTQ.
And we liked what they were putting down. Now, listen, I do know, if we're still in the streaming service chat for a moment here, I do know that I do talk a bit of smack about their UI, but I think that is justified. I think it's whack.
It's fine to be able to have room for improvement on something.
Yeah.
I think it's a little whack that anytime you try to like fast forward, it pauses the video. Like that kind of annoys me. But that's, you know what, these are minor things.
Because it's
I will still keep paying them because I appreciate their catalog. They're my UI issues aside, you know.
No, I think I really like Graphic Audio is a company that does sort of like almost like radio plays audiobooks with a full cast and everything. And so I bought some of the books from them. I've borrowed them from the library before, but I was like, you know what? I'll throw them some money. I'll buy these. And they have their own streaming platform that you can listen. You can just download them and listen to them yourself, but you can listen. And so I'm leaving the little Google whatever play, report kind of thing. And I'm like, listen, I want to be really clear. I love this company. I love their content. This app sucks balls.
Yeah. sometimes that's just the case, you know? Like, and if no one tells them, how will they know to look into fixing it?
Exactly.
Right.
Listen, I want them to be the best streaming. I want Gaga Ooh La La to be the best streaming service in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even listen, and I at the same time, I've been on record saying that my favorite streaming service is iQIYI because it is for reals. And but I still do hate that when you click into a show, it automatically starts playing it before you can read the synopsis. And I still think they should change that. That's just a personal, I still think that's a little whack. I don't want it to appear in my, like, if it's a show I'm not actually going to watch, I don't want it to appear in my continue watching. You know what I mean? Because I just opened it to read the synopses because the poster looked interesting. But, so there's always these little things.
I miss the days when we could just easily screenshot stuff
from
those were the days,
right?
Yeah,
it was really good. So many dramas that I started watching.
I miss that.
Somebody on Twitter had posted some screenshots, and I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting, right?"
They don't it's free advertising, which is again with iQIYI, they have an integrated screenshot function in there.
I will say, I think that changing actually, so for me, the way I was watching stuff changed around that time because I think a big reason why I was enjoying watching shows on my laptop was because I could screenshot pretty easily
and share your thoughts.
Yeah.
And so then when more and more platforms started making that next to impossible or impossible, it's also kind of around the time I was like, I think I'm going to start using my TV to watch this stuff.
Or just not talking about it anymore.
Yeah, like I just...
For me, though, it's like, this is a little behind the scenes why Natalia's screenshots often look real shitty. It's because, so I watch everything on my iPad in bed, but I only have social media on my phone. So if I want to take a screenshot of something, I will literally like pause the video and take my phone and take a picture and then post about that.
I will be watching a show on my TV and try to take a picture with my phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is stupid.
Well, this is like the worst thing about like my laptop having died. This actually like just reminded me. My laptop was so old that I could screenshot everything because like
it was too out of date.
It was too out of date. So like there would be a little bit of things like that like Netflix would do, but like I could like go around it, and I could do that, and like all of my screenshots, all of them were on that computer. Because I used to like, because my screen name was Wine in a K-drama, I used to be like fun with it, and just like all the wine ones all the time. Yeah. And I was like taking pictures just like every single time I saw a wine thing, and it was like really fun. Crazy. And then it became like a kind of a hassle. I could still do it, but then when like everybody else became a hassle too, I'm just like, no.
I feel like these companies are so concerned with like preventing piracy, which they still aren't doing, by the way. You're still not doing it. That they're like piracy really destroying like free advertising for the things on their platforms. It's like, because the amount of times that all of us have decided to watch a show because of a funny screenshot that someone posted is innumerable. Yeah. And it's like, and I'm sure the amount of times that someone who knows us have decided to watch something because of a dumbass screenshot one of us posted, like, is, well,
just made it fun.
Without number.
Like you'd have to have a picture with your tweet, and wasn't just like words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like on Twitter, I had that like ongoing thread for years about like cool K-drama moms, like cool things they said, or little speeches they had and stuff. But when I stopped being able to screenshot that, I couldn't keep it up anymore. Like I could see that mom say something cool or do something cool, but it's like,
my thing was anytime someone would have like a really questionable outfit or hairstyle choice, I'd be like, y'all, you gotta be looking at this. And it's just like, I swear these corporations are trying to ruin fun.
Exactly.
I'm just like, we can't make money off of fun, so
they obviously could. Like, it's not like not a proven thing.
Stupid. But we did for this. We did have a modicum of a little minuscule soupçon of planning, where we did come up with some like questions. So for people who might want to know us more, and one of those questions was, if you could only pick one streaming service, what would it be?
Ooh, when I wrote that, I was being mean. Like it was like, this is purposely difficult.
Yeah.
But like, while I do love the catalog on Gaga Ulala, I've been on the record. It's Aichi, baby. Yeah. I love me historical C-dramas, and I love me BLs. And you know what Aichi has the most of anyone? Historical C-dramas and Thai BLs for some reason.
Yeah, they really picked up on that. They were like, okay, we'll take that corner.
Was it just a couple of years ago that kind of started being a thing?
Remember?
It was Kim Porsche.
But it also came because China was still like really strict, remember? And because they were a Chinese service, they like kind of like did this kind of like switch to get more content onto their stuff.
So they made a lot of deals with like these Thai BL producers, and then every year they would put out like, hey, do y'all like the queer content? And everyone was like, give us give us the GMM TV shows. But they also oh, okay,
picked up a good amount of like Korean BLs too.
Yeah.
And there's there's also a lot of overlap between them and Gagulala, but Gagulala obviously has much more specifically queer and a lot more like lesbian content. So like I gotta give him that. But I just love my biggest thing, because as I said, I watch everything on my iPad and I travel. Oh, I used to travel quite a bit. It's been a little while since I've done that. But I would download things, and the download rules on iQIYI are some of the most lenient. I've had Cutie Pie downloaded on that tablet for years. Like, it's always, and it never expires. They're like, if you have enough space on your computer, you can on your device, you can download as much as you want, baby. Like, here, pick what resolution you want. I'm just like, I will. Thank you.
Oh, man.
So I will say for me that I probably would have to go with Netflix at this point. Just because the variety.
The variety.
And as far as what I watch the most, it probably is split between Vicky and Netflix quite often at this point, like at this moment. But Netflix, the type of shows that they typically pick up from, say, Japan these days, like as an example, like
that's true.
Yeah.
Which is funny. You would think Vicky would have a wider variety from
being
Japan,
a Japanese company,
but it's kind of like Netflix side. The ones that Netflix has been picking up from Japan is kind of a wider variety of genre.
Yeah.
So like I end up hopping on a lot of the Netflix stuff, so it would probably be that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm mostly watching Vicky and Netflix right now, but if I had to pick just one and like that's it forever, like I'm probably going with YouTube, because there are K dramas and C dramas and Thai dramas, and there's some Japanese stuff on there too. Now, is it the big stuff? No, like my viewing is going to change. It's going to be a lot more niche content and smaller stuff and older stuff and whatever. But like,
that is where all the vertical dramas are. You are correct.
Natalia's like,
but I have been trying to cut back on those. She says, having watched 2 today, but I am trying.
I think Netflix is mine. Like, it just like solidly has everything I want because
the J dramas,
because it's got the J dramas, and then like specifically with the J dramas, like the problem with Vicky is that they very squarely really love the very like youth rom-coms, and while some of them are fine and it's like fine to have, they don't really venture out, especially with the Japanese content. It just like doesn't work out well. And so like with the Japanese dramas on Netflix, that changes. Also with the K dramas on Netflix, they do tend to like branch out more from the rom-coms as well and have more variety. But like also like the Taiwanese dramas on Netflix are more and like darker genres as well, and they're not stuff that like any of the others would ever pick up. So there's a little bit more variety in that front, and I think it's also like kind of moved into Thai dramas that way as well.
Yeah,
definitely horror. For you, like as far as Netflix side.
Well, like especially like if we go by movies, Netflix is the one getting all the Indonesian and Singaporean horror movies. Like that's like, I mean, they get like probably like 4 or 5 a month. Honestly, it's just like constant. So like that side is like it's a lot more on Netflix, but I think like Netflix also like I think there's this like idea that Netflix isn't like very like it's only darker genres, which is like I don't think it is. I just think it's just like very truly every genre,
a variety.
Because if you think about like all the slice of life kind of dramas, like K dramas that like Netflix has, that's a huge amount of their catalog. And then they have like the comedy stuff, and then they have the variety stuff as well, which like
they got it all.
Kokowa is the best if you're going for Korean variety, but like if you're looking for elsewhere, like Netflix kind of really is. I don't like Netflix, but also they pay their subbers.
That's two.
So,
our beef with Vicky continues.
Oh.
We are never getting that Vicky sponsorship. Like, if they ever listen to a single episode of ours, we have cut that off.
There's like meetings about us. They're like, oh, they would be really good. And then, they keep on saying that. And remember what their like tirades about like our rating system? Like, yeah, they should have soapbox.
They wrote us so many angry emails.
That'll be the Vicky sponsorship is just please stop talking smack about us. Like,
please we'll pay you to stop mentioning all these things we do
about them, but we'll stop talking smack about them, and that's when we took the
listen,
honestly,
they either got to change what they're doing and we'll stop, but like we don't sell out in that way.
But the thing is, we would have less smack to talk if it wasn't about people's labor,
people's livelihoods,
and then also LGBTQ rating issues. Like really those are two actual like issues.
Like, for anyone who wasn't around during this, because they have got that one specifically, they have gotten better, but they used to rate every BL R or above, regardless of content, and
the fluffiest. Nothing.
When I went in and saw Mr. Heart, which barely has a kiss in it, was rated R, I wrote them an email.
There was one time, I don't think we recorded. I think it was just like on a recording day, we were going through and looking at all this stuff, and it was like, Come and Hug Me would be PG-13, and
PG-13, and
the
like
fluffiest BL would be R, and like Come and Hug Me, you see actual deaths.
Yeah, and so we were just like, this is stupid. This is stupid.
Well, it's wrong.
And I'm
like, it's
what are you saying that
terrible thing to do?
That
not an okay
are you
thing.
saying that queer relationships are inherently more inappropriate than straight relationships?
Literally, that's what it is. Like, if I can prove that like a gory drama is like
I don't want to say that it was us that did it, because I don't like talking us up, but I wrote quite a few upset letters to Vicky about it, and then just suddenly, like a week after that, and suddenly the rating systems had been updated to be more sensible, and I was like, interesting. I think me and my fellow brigades, people who noticed this and were like, hey, this is actually incredibly offensive.
But legit, pay your subbers.
Yeah, pay your subbers, please.
Too. Yeah. Especially because
not through the
they're not cheap.
Stickers. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, they're not cheaper than any of the other streaming services.
Well, also, Rakuten is one of the biggest companies in the world. It's billions of dollars.
Exactly.
You can pay some summers.
You can pay people.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
Because you don't even get, like,
in fact,
if it was even that you got your free Viki membership, like a free Viki subscription to be a volunteer, but like they don't give you still have to have your membership, like if you wanted, like that's
you have to pay to work for them,
right? Like that's crazy.
Because they should be getting more than a membership, like whatever the membership is yearly is definitely lower than they should be being paid on one episode. Definitely.
So what I suggest, like if you don't have the funds, which we know they do, but like pretending. Okay, well then take some of those weird student-teacher dramas and just
stop paying for those.
Stop doing those. Yeah.
Yeah, stop grabbing those and just pay your summer.
Yeah, it's easy.
You know what?
The budget.
This whole conversation leads me to another question that is on this doc, which is, so for anyone who is familiar with us knows that we often get up on these similar style of soapbox tirades about various things. So a question I believe Sky has written here, is this you?
Yeah.
Was, what is your favorite soapbox we tend to get up on while podcasting and chatting? We got so many, but I got one that's like that's pretty minor, but I think it's a really important one, especially in a fandom space. And that is, if someone's asking for recommendations, ask them what other things they like first. Don't just recommend what you like, because they're looking for something they will like.
But some people also even say, I like, some people do supply that.
Like,
and
I really
the
like
recommendations they get back
are wild.
So...
They're
I
wild.
really loved Crash Landing on You. Ooh, you should watch Come and Hug Me.
No.
No, that is not
I'd be so mad at someone if that was what they gave me. Like, if they saw what I liked and they're like, I know what to give you. Crash Landing on You. I'd be like, I'm never talking to you again.
You're like, wow, okay. So yeah, don't stop recommending things that you like and recommend things you think that they will like.
That was in one of my my classroom chats. Somebody said, okay, I have to do a genre that I've never done before. I've never really read romance. Like, so can you guys recommend? And and me and this other girl, like, what kind of romance do you want? Because,
listen, that's a pretty broad genre.
Sci-fi or fantasy or like.
Listen, because like I'm gonna get up here and say that the romance I enjoy reading and the romance Amanda enjoys reading are two wildly different romances. Yeah, I'm just just putting that out there.
There's definitely some overlap, but there's also some
wild. There's like a little Venn diagram that has a little tiny bit that like overlaps, but then it really diverges. Like our AO3 histories.
Or what are you looking for? Because you need to give people a little bit more than, hey, I've recently decided to watch K-dramas. What should I watch?
It's like, I'm going to need you to tell me a show or movie that you really love, and then we can talk.
Yeah, you have like 1,000 titles to choose from. Like, you need to help me narrow it down, please.
So, branching off of that, genre, respect the genre. Like, so, that is not to say you can't try other things and whatever, but you shouldn't go into, say, a strictly sci-fi show insisting upon romance if that is not,
or getting mad that like a lot of it is like sci-fi.
Like how dare they sci-fi all over the place? Well, it is a sci-fi show.
The genre does say sci-fi and it talks about being in space, so I'm not really sure. And also this is the other thing that goes along with this genre. If you don't like a genre and you watch a show and you don't enjoy the show, that doesn't mean the show is bad.
Yes.
That means the show was not made for you. That's another big one.
Yeah, I
not
think
all things are made for everyone.
Which often is a genre. Typically, it's a genre thing. Like quite often. And the thing is, not everybody is. Hey, I love all genres. Some people are, but like, and again. Just because you typically don't like thriller, you can try a thriller once in a while. Go for it, man.
Yeah,
but just know that, like, if you get too thrillered out, it's probably just a genre thing, or not really.
There'll be like a mock jog thing, like, and like you're like that's a mock, and they're like people are always like, I really hated this in there, and they shouldn't have added it, and I was like, that's like squarely mock jog. Like if you took that out, it would like start to lessen the genre. Which it's not going to do because it wants to stick in this genre. So
that'd be like going into a BL and being like, I got really upset that the two boys kissed. Like, why are you here? What do you mean? Like,
I got viscerally angry that they were engineers.
Yeah,
like, you're watching a college BL. They're going to have some engineers. Like, what do you mean?
I think another one that's like kind of this, but I don't know if we've like really soapboxed it like on podcasts, but we definitely in chat or like group chat, we talk about it all the time. Even today, it's the word underrated and how nobody knows the definition of it.
No, you can't come to me and say, oh, this drama that came out in 2020 that was wildly popular in 2020, but it's 2025 now, so people don't really talk about it anymore. It's so underrated. No, it's not. It was incredibly popular and everyone talked about it when it came out, but that was 5 years ago. Right? Stop it. Underrated means people don't know
everything at all the times.
And it's like, and in this, you know what? I truly don't believe that anymore in this, like, you know, sort of fandom like space where everything is available at any time. Nothing's underrated anymore.
They're really,
because it finds its audience.
It is way more likely for something to be overrated than for it to be underrated.
That is
underrated
true.
literally would have to mean that like it was a drama that would like only was on a streaming service for like a month or so and then left. So like that's why it was underrated. Or YouTube like small web dramas can be underrated.
Yeah.
But like,
and like
if it's
I
coming out of a big
if you're
studio,
talking about like if I was to say what's an underrated drama that you like the one that pops into my head is this Sung Hoon one from a couple of years ago that I just didn't feel like when it came out, not a lot of people. Not a lot of people were watching it. But the people who did watch it enjoyed it, right? And to me, that's an underrated drama. When it was good and more people should have been watching it, but they weren't.
And it's very clear.
Like, people are like, oh, this is such an underrated drama. And you're like, it is the most popular drama of its year.
But
what
like people do
about?
this, like they'll be like squarely like a romance person. And so like a lot of their like rom-com stuff, which means that all of their friends and everything that they, you know, like the people they follow are rom-com centered people. And then they'll watch a thriller and then be like, oh my God, it's this amazing drama and it's so underrated. And I'm like, it's because like the rom-com people probably aren't going to watch it.
For that.
It doesn't mean like yeah, if I close my eyes I miss out on things too. Like that doesn't mean that they're not there. Popular, like
ooh, that leads me to another soapbox.
Let's go,
well,
guys.
I guess it is actually just coming back to what you said earlier, Natalia. It was just the show is not necessarily bad, or maybe it's not a bad year for whatever country of dramas. It's just that maybe you weren't finding the ones that maybe were suited to you, or maybe you got recommended the wrong ones or something, or maybe just the vibes were off for you.
I feel like
it's be like dictating
every
it.
year. Right, like
every year people say that.
Wow,
every
year it's like wow for K-dramas, and you're like,
and I'm just like, I'm here like they all seem fine. I don't
like people do it. They'll be like, oh, this is such a bad year. I remember 20 blah blah blah, like 2017. That was such a best year, and I'm like, I remember when people were saying that was a bad year.
Yeah, right. It's, you know, I feel like every year is a bad year if you believe it is, you know. Well, and who am I to tell you what to believe? You know? It feels like an attitude problem, personally.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I've watched all the dramas. It's like, I can guarantee you, you have not.
I love when people at the end of the year would post like an infographic of like you know, all the K-dramas that came out this year, and it'd be like 150 K-dramas. And there would still be people in the comments going, but you missed this one, and you missed this one.
Or like
and
people like write it on the like image itself and like make their own check mark.
And they'd be like, oh,
I hadn't heard of this.
I thought I watched all of the K-dramas last year. I watched 12.
But you know what? Listen, I don't want to call anyone out, but every time I see someone who very definitively declares like, "Oh, I've watched all the K-dramas," they'll put their list out and they'll have watched like 9, and I'm like, "No, I can't."
We're always like, do that. It's just like it's very funny with like Natalia, like knowing Natalia.
Yeah,
someone will come out and be like, "I watched so many dramas," and then they'll be like,
I want y'all,
and I'm like.
Yeah, and I want to like tell y'all like this year is a very slow year for me because I've been having like a very rough year outside of the podcast. So like my list will be much smaller than most years.
Do you know that number right now?
Right now, I am in the 50s, the late 50s with how many I've watched, which is like normally I'd be closer to like the 80s at this point. But what I'm saying is it's like even though that is like a really super slow year for me, every time I see someone post like, I've watched all the dramas that are out, I blow them out of the water. And I'm like, and I'm not saying this. Like, I haven't watched like a soupçon of what's available out there. And I'm just like, y'all.
But also, what drives that home sometimes is when I'm spending hours making the spreadsheet for our live streams every month. And I'm like, I'm editing it down as I go. And still we're talking about like 80 dramas from a variety of countries. Month. And I'm like, And I know that even half of those aren't available, but still,
like I need you to be so for fucking real right now.
Not enough time in the day, literally, for you to be watching, unless you have 20 screens going with a different show,
and then you're not, you're not retaining any information.
You're just not doing it.
Also, to be clear, it's totally cool to not have a ton of dramas under your belt.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely,
we're not.
We love slow watchers. We love quick watchers. Yeah. Like, listen, the amount every year, like, I'll have said, like, this is a really slow year for me, and I will still have watched double of what someone else on this podcast has. Mm-hmm. So it's just like we have such a spectrum here that we respect all the spectrums. All you got to do is like something.
Yeah.
It's not a competition.
And if
it's
you're
not anything.
Watching a lot of dramas because you're only watching the stuff that you really enjoy.
That's great.
More power to you. Like that's great. Like
I think it goes back to the like it being a terrible year. It's just like sometimes your life is going to dictate how you can actually watch things, whether it be like mentally or like actually physically, because you literally don't have enough time in the day after work and doing other things, school or whatever, to do what you need to do to watch a show.
We were talking earlier off the podcast about people not having the bandwidth, but also people not having the money. Like, and now that everything is split between like 15 different, services. So yeah, maybe for you could only afford one or two streaming services this year. So maybe it does feel like K-dramas haven't been great this year because the ones that you would be enjoying are on a different platform.
Yeah, sure.
And so maybe that's something you need to look at is, hang on, I love rom-coms and like Netflix is not giving me the simple goofy rom-coms that I want. So where should I go for that? Well, maybe put your money into a different platform that gives you the things that you want, right?
Yeah.
So
the answer to that's probably Vicky, to be fully honest with you, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I totally get sometimes, like, I went through a phase where it's like I can't afford, I can't get the Vicky or whatever, and I'm not going to stop paying for Netflix because the whole family is watching Netflix, right? So like I get it, but just be aware. The stuff is out there.
I will say other soapboxes that we do often visit are more serious.
We're keeping it light. We're keeping it light for their
as far as if this happens to be the first time you're listening to us, hi. But some of those soapboxes, to be clear, so like we do talk about like anti-capitalism against harassers and awful people. Like we against racism, body image,
misogyny.
We literally like also did a full stint.
We're very woke.
Where we were with the strike, where we like catered to that as well, not even having to like we do things.
Yeah. We're as they would say, we're the Antifa woke army or whatever.
Frog costumes, whoop whoop.
But keep bringing it back to dramas because I feel like people come for the full Noona experience.
Well, especially anniversary, we're giving full Noona.
Yeah, we're giving the full
around to different like topics in one episode.
But we have been together since 2018. Together.
Look at us.
And there might be people who maybe are unaware of some great dramas in 2018. So I see one of the questions here. Everyone, what's your drama rec from 2018?
Which, by the way, I pulled it up.
2018 was a good year.
So much. Okay. No, when I was like going, I'm like, it's not possible. It's not possible.
Now,
there's so many.
Some of these, off the top of my head, I can tell that some of these I watched like a few years later. Like it wasn't just in 2018.
Absolutely.
Sure. I think because I kind of grabbed a couple of my top. One of them for me, because this is not going to surprise anybody if they've heard me on this The Beauty Inside. I will talk about that forever.
That's a good one. And that's like very tied to us in Drama Fever as well, because that was one of the things that was and 100 Days Prince.
Hundreds was my Prince.
We were watching weekly, and
were
like
group
everything.
watching.
Yeah.
That I just remember we were like, "What do you mean? We just got to the envoys? Like, what do you mean?
How dare?"
I know
How
we've talked about it, but like
dare
the
they?
drama fever like really happened. Like it was like 1 week things were like weird, and then the
It was just
next
gone.
week they had little like remember they had like on the title cards of everything, and they were like it was gonna be delayed, but what?
Yeah,
like,
delayed.
Yeah,
like,
and then it was gone.
we were like, huh? And then you signed in the next day, and it was like, we're gone.
Sorry,
Gone.
we really value
Bye.
everybody.
You
Bye.
might get a refund.
That was wild.
I have like a 2-way tie that I really could not decide between two, but like the vibes of the two are so wildly different that I thought this might be helpful for anyone. And I could not believe that both of these came out the same year. Okay, and that was Lawless Lawyer.
Whoop! That was a good one.
And 30 but 17.
30 but 17 was
Both came
so
out
good.
the same year.
Wow.
Crazy.
You know what
so
also
I just saw
came out? Come and Hug Me, my favorite
I-
drama of all time.
Yeah.
And then I remember one of the things that we were all watching was Are You Human Too?
Yes.
That was big.
So lot.
2018 was a wild year, wasn't
Player.
it?
Player, like
Player.
OCN, back when OCN was
Yeah,
OCN,
let's
man.
see.
Rip.
Amazing.
History 2.
Oh my God. Oh, right or wrong, baby. Right or wrong. Hell yeah. That's right. That was Old Man Yowie at its finest.
I
Well,
really
that's
took
right.
the timeline storm.
Yeah.
I'm just going through this list and I'm like, you know what? A poem a day, which good luck.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of disappeared immediately after airing, but like it was so good. It was so enjoyable. I still hear people reminiscing about it back in the good old days. You're like,
So
yeah,
so that
yeah.
this broke my brain seeing that it was 2018 for this one. Top Management.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
20
Wow.
I would have guessed it was like a year or two later.
Yeah.
But like no, that Top Management, it must have been like later in the year or something because I was all over that one. I was screenshotting the snot out
Yeah.
of
Oh, The Ghost Detective was a really good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a big one.
There's so many.
My idea is Getting in Beauty. I have to say that out loud. Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
cornerstone
Meteor
moment for a lot
Garden.
of people.
The Chinese Boys Over Flowers, Meteor
Meteor
Garden.
Garden.
Meteor
Like,
Mm.
I loved that one. I had a great time with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking through and I'm like, oh, what's this one? It's so like I rated it high, Just One Bite, which is like a smaller drama, but I think it's on YouTube. But it's like
Isn't
just a cute food one about friends
I
who
remember
eat
that.
food together.
Yeah.
So I also have to say, what's wrong with Secretary Kim?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was a banger.
It was a
year.
big year, man.
My Mister, like
Oh,
that
yeah.
was that.
And
yeah,
you know what? And I
probably
bet there
the
was
top
someone
year.
out there who was saying, "Man, K-dramas are really falling off this year."
Yeah,
Biffing it
right?
this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, Busted was 2018.
Yeah.
Like I would have
Yeah.
never placed
It
that
was a
in 2018
crazy
in my head.
year.
Yeah, like
It
that
was
was
a
a crazy.
crazy-
There was a lot of stuff. Yeah, that year.
Moonshine and Valentine out of China.
Ah,
That was
love
a
Moonshine
wild
and
ride.
Valentine.
Oh,
So,
wild.
going back to 2018, so we're talking about the inception of us, and Jessie took the time to go and don't do this.
Don't do this,
Jessie
please.
did this so no one else has to go back and listen to our first episode because we did a little like game, I guess, where we each came up with a question and then everyone guessed the question, and we did not know each other very well then, so we then had to guess who we thought was the answer for each question.
Yeah.
Which is very silly looking because we really didn't know each other well enough to be doing that. Like that's actually
No.
pretty funny that we did that.
I mean, we
Now-
did
now
there
it
were
works.
some
Now
things.
we'd all be like, yeah, you.
Yeah.
Right? Like we.
There was
So-
there was some
so
where
the-
we were like, oh yeah, that's definitely that person,
Right.
straight off the bat. But like some of it was like, yeah, we're answering questions that nobody would get.
Nobody would know or guess, not even ourselves. So the 4 questions were I asked if you, because I, shocker, because listen, I'm having a great year, end of year, because of that's related to this next question. The one that I asked was, if you had an EXO superpower, because for anyone who's unfamiliar with the group EXO, when they started out, they all had superpowers. They technically still do, I guess. Which one would it be and why? Jessie asked, what's your favorite drama trope? Amanda said, if you were a PPL, what would you be? And Sky said, pick a K-pop song that's like your vibe that describes you.
Yeah.
Now, do we have updated answers?
That's like a lot of pressure, man.
Because, Jessie, for the first one, Jessie said she would fly because she's anxious. Sky said that ice because she liked being cold. Amanda said wind because that mama video was sick as hell. And yeah, I agree. And I just said the same power I'd wanted my entire life, which was teleportation, because cheap travel.
Yeah.
So that's easy.
I find all this to still be legit. I'm totally fine with my first
I feel like
answer.
this one is still legit. This one's still legit. Now, the next question we had was your favorite drama trope. So Amanda had found family, and she loved scenes of people eating together. That's fair. Sky, a big Darcy Elizabeth fan, said enemies to lovers. Okay. Jessie was also saying found family because she truly believes that family is not just blood. And I said marriage contracts because
This is the one that on the podcast we were like, yeah, that's not Natalia. All of us were like,
everyone knows.
We're like,
literally people who have met me 3 times in the fandom space was like, that's a girl who loves hearing the only rule is we can't fall in love. Like, yes, so have any of those changed?
I mean, no.
I
was literally sitting this week and I was like, I need to start watching something new. You know what I need? I need one of those slice of life animes where people are just eating food and making friends.
Yeah.
I'm still squarely enemies to lovers. Like, I mean, I'm downing Dream Within a Dream right. Like, this is where I am all the time.
I think that like Isekai and Marriage Contract have like sort of teamed up,
That's
and the
true.
amount of Isekai Marriage Contracts, including one with starring my 2 faves from last year, BL, is literally starting the day after we record this. An Isekai contract marriage with psychic powers, say less. Isekai's just been added. It's an
but
addendum.
I think I just figured out why you like vertical drama so much.
Because there's so much of that shit.
It's
it's marriage contracts, isekais. That's like the 2 cornerstones of the Chinese
like here
modern AU vertical.
So there was no way that we're gonna stay away from that. Like
I keep trying because I'm like, these are not good. Like, I want to watch something else, but then what'll happen is you do watch one that's actually like pretty good. See, this is the thing. This is okay. A little Natalia like aside about vertical dramas is like 90% of them are so bad. And I'm just like, why am I watching these? But then I'll watch one that I'm like, oh, this is actually like
unique and different.
This is not even unique and different, but it's just done so well, or like it does something really funny. Like I was watching one today that was like an isekai where it's isekai'd into a book and she's like going to redeem the villain or whatever. But then there was like a sub villain, which was like his uncle in like a wheelchair. But he wore a wig for no reason. Like he still had hair under the wig, but he would like rip off the wig in anger, but have totally. And I was like, why are we doing this? But I couldn't look away because I'm like, this is so stupid. Yeah, we're all the same. We haven't.
We haven't developed as people whatsoever. No kidding.
Okay, so if you were a PPL in a K-drama, Amanda said you would be red ginseng because it's a gift you give to old and tired people. Jessie said she would be a bottle of drink, specifically with the label shown perfectly as drunk. I said I would be Subway because I'm everywhere. And then Sky said she would be a huge, oversized prize one stuffed animal because she's silly.
Yeah.
I think I have changed mine.
Oh.
I have gone reol specific. That I would specifically be a bottle of Oishi.
I was about to say it was Oishi.
Yeah,
That feels fair.
I'm still ever present, but I'm also having a yaoi moment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just in the corner being like, come on, fellas, now smooch.
I feel like, and probably, I mean, I still feel old and tired, but I'm gonna go with the tried and true caffeine. So I'm a Kopiko.
Now. The Kopiko.
I freaked. Side note on that, I freaked out the other day because on TikTok there was an ad for that, and I totally sent it to Jessie. Like, oh my gosh.
My mom bought some for Matthew, like for Christmas last year.
It's so crazy. Like, you see it, like, it's like non-Korean drama people are like.
They're like, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean you're eating Kopiko candy?
I think like it's like not really PPL, but like I don't know where to like categorize it, so I'm gonna put in PPL specifically on Netflix KDramas or like any of their dramas where they then like the people are watching a Netflix show.
Yeah,
I think that like
the
Inception thing is so fun.
That is.
You know what? It's really sad that I kind of like have a vertical drama moment for all of like everything you say, because there was one thing about vertical dramas is they abuse the Goblin soundtrack.
Oh, they love it.
They
even
love
in the American ones too. They love it.
Literally, if I watch one and it doesn't have the Goblin soundtrack, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Just like the like first couple bars, and you're like.
Yeah,
I'm like, totally cool. Here, I'm totally cool being the Goblin soundtrack. That's the one that I'm gonna pick.
Yeah, Sky is the Goblin soundtrack. But there was literally one where they were like about to kiss, and the Goblin soundtrack starts playing, and then they do like a Dutch angle where they fill them from the other direction, and they were watching Goblin on the TV, and I almost peed myself laughing. I'm like, this. Okay, you know what? You got me again. You got me again.
That's artistry, man, with a capital A.
Listen, like that's when the person editing this is having fun.
Okay, so like that like thing in vertical dramas is like what I like about slashers a lot of time, because they're very self-aware and they have fun with it, and they have fun with the camp of it. Yeah. And I like when like things do that sometimes. It's just like makes it fun. You're like, oh, we're all in on this. We all know
we're
how
all in on the joke.
Like,
no one's watching this particular vertical drama thing. I'm gonna get some really high quality entertainment. We're all in on the joke together. Yes. You know, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, she's gonna marry her ex-boyfriend's dad. Sure. Like, you know. But yeah. So the last song was what K-pop song is your vibe?
That's just tough. Like, that was such a tough one. Like, when we were doing it, I remember I blanked and I could only come up with the one that I answered.
So I did Can Be Better by Highlight. Great song. These are all great songs. Mm-hmm. Jessie had Ah Yeah by EXID. EXID. Sky had Just Do It by Busaksoon, which great choice. And Amanda had Perfect by PH1.
Yeah.
These are all great options, but I think there was a song that came out recently that I think really describes my attitude towards existence these days. Mm-hmm. And that was Do What I Want by Monsta X, where it's just like, I don't care anymore. Yeah. I'm gonna do what I want. And I think that's a good energy to have.
I will say, so like I didn't write it all out in the doc during this time, but our most like existential, like paragraph long, like explanations were tied to these K-pop songs. And I was like, we really got deep into this specific section.
The foreshadowing of how we were going to be chatting for the rest of these 7 years.
Where it's just like the most, everyone else we were like, fun.
We're like, it's like, all right, now we got to get down to the philosophical meaning of why I'm choosing this song. It's like, it really was that deep for us, okay? It was that deep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so funny.
Yay.
Oh, and then we had corners back then.
We did.
We gave that up real quick. That was a lot of work, and we didn't want to do it anymore, so we did.
It was hard. We tried. We were like really kind of like leaning into the like whole like our like names, our nicknames, or like K-pop like profile type thing. So we all had icons and like we all had like positions, and so these corners were like the positions in a K-pop group.
Yeah. And then we said, no, we're just gonna be friends.
No, I don't like the actual work.
No, I don't want to do that anymore.
It also didn't help that we initially were going to go every other week. It was going to be an every other week podcast. And then we're like, but we're also just going to get together and talk in the off weeks. So why don't we just record it all the time? And then it got to be too hard. It's like, it's hard to crank out a knitting project every week. Like that's somehow related to the K-dramas you're watching. Or
that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So...
And we just like chatting, and we're a bit, I don't know if anyone's picking up, we're a bit freeform, baby.
It's a bit.
It's a little freeform.
But I think that's actually the thing that I don't know how many years it took us to deeply learn that.
Probably
about,
like 2 or 3.
As far as leaning into when we were, so in case people are unaware, part of the hardest part of being podcasting and stuff is coming up with content. Okay?
Gosh,
like
so much.
But also that's like the beauty of, if you're a podcaster, that is how you kind of do show, like how you're even picking your topics. That's an aspect of creativity, even simply picking that thing. It is a big deal. In case you're unaware. And it's probably a little less important if you're just doing reviews straight up all the time. So, different tack. But when you're kind of our little variety type, like it's a creative thing that we did a lot of work front end with that stuff.
Yeah,
definitely the first year.
Coming up with topics a little easier now because we're just like, hey, what do they feel like doing? Any ideas? Hey.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, it took us a few years to figure out, and then getting smacked with like the pandemic and all types of craziness in life, we eventually figured out, okay, you have to truly lean into, like, what are we doing this for? We're doing this so we can talk about what we like and have fun. And so essentially that's what we always focus on now is like, and so yes, we lean into the random and stuff, but it's not we're not just leaning into the random because it's random. It's literally because it's reflective of how we are experiencing our hobbies, and it is random at times. Like that is how we do our stuff.
And I think I've felt a lot more chill about it over the last couple of years too. Like there was a period where I was starting to feel kind of stressed out by it because it was like, okay, I gotta watch all of these, I gotta do the homework. I gotta do the homework. I gotta do, and you get to a place you're not maybe watching for fun anymore. You're just doing the homework, and it's like stressful, and you're like, and then we started to like have a little bit more relaxed attitude about some of it. So you'll see a lot more episodes where it's like, oh, there's just 2 of us because the other 2 had life going on this week. And, or Jessie didn't want to talk about this rom-com, but we did because we were having fun with it. So we're going to do one. And then Jessie and Natalia are going to talk about this horror thing. And, like, it's just like.
Truly the only exception to us is because I run all of the like back end stuff for recording. If I'm too sick to record, we're like, let's take a vacation.
Take it a week.
But otherwise, that's purely a technical situation. Is that I know how the sausage is made.
Not like, especially now, I like my work is too much now that like when I was the editor for the podcast, like I was like on a consistent schedule. Very rarely had like days of like craziness, so it was only like one period of time for me, but now it's not that way. But I also think that like we had to be rigid in the very beginning because we weren't personal friends who knew each other. So there was like we didn't know our like personalities or like our talking style or anything like that. So like if we didn't, we kind of ran the risk of like someone over talking or like like not focusing because you're like so like anxious about things and like talking on a podcast, and then you forget about a major thing, and then the episode like does like you're like, oh, why this makes no sense. This episode literally makes no sense. So I think we needed it in the very beginning. And I think there was like kind of a sense of like, at least for me, like feeling bad about like taking off it, like because it meant that like the other people had to do stuff too, but then it just became I had to, like I literally was like
no, now it's just like whatever, man, we'll see you next time, don't worry about it. Bye.
That allowed like Jessie having that schedule that sometimes she wasn't able to, and it got busy. It sort of allowed for the rest of us have had periods that where life was getting in the way, and we felt like, okay, we can back off a little bit too, right? Like things didn't fall apart when Jessie couldn't make it once or twice. It's okay. We can now. It can be Sky's turn to miss a couple. It can be Amanda's turn to miss a couple. Like it's okay if we can't all be here. It's okay to take a week off. It's okay for us to say, you know what, there's not going to be any new episodes in August because we get to take a break.
But don't worry, y'all. You got no life. You're always stuck with me.
Whatever. You sometimes do.
Sometimes
That's true. I'm sometimes sick, but
I do think it would like. I think like we just got lucky in that like when we had to start like doing these things where it was like you know episodes where it was only half of us or whatever, we were in a position like. In our relationship,
friendly enough. Yeah, we were good friends at that point. We had gone on vacation together.
We had known each other.
We knew everything about each other.
So I think that really helps. And like I think like especially like being together like all like pretty much every day during COVID too. I think that really solidified things.
Yeah, like not physically. We all still none of us live.
Although it felt like that for Natalia and stuck in her friend's basement.
Oh for anyone who doesn't know Natalia lore, if you're like kind of new, I spent the first 4 months of COVID lockdown in a different province from my house, stuck in my coworker's basement as a long-term guest because I had been on a business trip because I had a job back then to Costa Rica of all places, and I was stopping in Montreal to go do work at the company I worked for, and then lockdowns happened, and I was at my friend's house, or my coworker / friend's house, and then I wasn't allowed to leave.
Yeah.
And all I had, and it was February, and all of my clothes were for Costa Rica. Amanda at the time worked for a like athletics clothing company and sent me leggings because all I had were shorts, and it was February because I was only supposed to be in Montreal for 4 days, and most of it spent at a yoga company.
I remember us trying to figure out if there was anything we could send you like legally across the border.
There wasn't. It was crazy.
I got to where I was like, if we stood on the other side, like, could we throw something at you? Could I toss you COVID tests? Like, I was just really trying
to... crazy. But this is part of the lore, right? It made us closer as friends.
That's when we did a bunch of crazy projects too.
Yeah. So we were just doing whatever to pass time.
Testing everything, like honestly.
My friend also had 3 children, by the way. So it was me, her husband, and her 3 kids. And I was like,
the husband and some of her kids watched some of the K-dramas,
right? I also have 3 kids, and I didn't want to be in the house with my husband and my 3 kids. So I can't imagine somebody else wanting to be.
But I did. That's true. I did get her husband and like her middle school aged kid into OCN dramas. Yeah. Like we would sit on my bed, which was just the pull out couch together, and we watched Bad Guys. Like we were having, we were making do.
Yeah, I think we all were. That was a time where everyone was making do.
But since then, like we've gone through some other stuff. Like Jessie, she did a big move and job change, and that was a big deal. And then I've had a lot of huge life stuff that I've been dealing with, and I still am. So like,
and I also moved across the country.
True. You moved too. Yeah. So and then Amanda went back to school.
And like also her kids are in like pretty big, significant milestones in their lives.
I became an accountant.
And now you're gonna stop?
Now I'm quitting because I realized I really don't like accounting all that much.
You tried it.
I tried it out for 2 years. And I'm like,
nail
you know
stuff
what?
and some K-pop stuff, and you're good.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, at what point, my husband was like, I can just buy you nail stuff. Like, you don't need to be doing this. And I'm like, right.
But I want to be sick and try to go to the office every day.
Let me just put on my big ass respirator and make everyone look at me like I'm crazy on the metro. Because I have no immune system. These are the other things for people who don't know. I have quite a severe. The lore drop is like the reason why Natalia has all the time in the world is that I can't have a job because everything gets me sick.
Everything is trying to kill her.
Yes, I'm allergic to everything. Everything gets me sick, and all my immune system knows how to do is make psoriasis.
And I guess something we also haven't really highlighted, like, again, if you're new, hi.
Welcome. You're getting a real lore dump today.
Yeah.
You're also all you need to know.
First episode, you're like, what is this?
But we have not highlighted the fact that we are 2 Americans and 2 Canadians. Like, that's a thing. Mm-hmm. And we are nowhere physically close to each other.
Yeah.
No, we never have been.
In the same area.
Away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very far away.
The only thing
in the same states or provinces.
No, nothing.
Poor Sky is alone in her time zone with the 3 of us.
3 of us in a different time zone.
We used to spread 3 time
zones. Yeah,
so at least now
3.
I moved
we
back
used
in to use Korean time just as
which just confused me even more. Like, I couldn't do shit. So I was just like, listen, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I am very stupid. Can we just make it my time zone, whatever that is? Please, I beg. I'm so dumb. Please. And they were like, all right, we'll take pity on you. I was like, thank you.
I was looking at my phone the other day and I still have the double time on my phone, and they're like, why do you have Seoul Korea? And I'm like, well,
because of the lore, because of the lore.
Also,
once upon a time,
and also once upon a time, Jessie and I were wild and would stay up for
oh my gosh,
comebacks, K-pop comebacks.
Yes.
COVID was a wild time.
We also were crazy. Sky and I used to stay on after the recording and talk for hours after. I don't know how we did that. I woke up the next day for work. I don't now I can't do that. I physically can't do that. I'm like,
Natalia and I used to do a show on YouTube
Jessie.
with Frankie.
Yeah.
And one time after we all recorded, Mike and I stayed on just chatting because Frankie would just leave her laptop sitting with the chat, and then she'd go off about her business, and she came back hours later and she's like, why are you guys still here? And we're like, we're just
talking. By the way, Frankie and Mike are good friends of the show. Good friends of the show that we met on Twitter as well in the K-pop world for the mythical creatures. If you come to one of our live streams, Mike is usually there.
That's true.
So you can say hi to him.
And we used to not live stream. Then we do live streaming.
We started live streaming.
Our most popular live stream, the Roll for Drama, which everyone should come to because it is very fun.
And it's been an eternity and a half since Natalia and I did our silly gaming stuff. I imagine that'll probably have to be on hold for a while. Someday it'll probably come back for random times.
Unfortunately, we will have to start from anew as my computer died, and it's now a new computer, so the save files are
no. We were so successful though.
I know, we were doing so good, but sadly, you know what? I haven't actually checked. I don't know if it had a cloud save. We could be okay.
I hope so. That'd be nice. Anyway, that crazy times.
Who knows? And it's crazy times. We've been talking for a while now. So we should probably wrap this up. But I would like to ask one final question before we go. Is there any behind the scenes or additional lore that you think would be fun for people to know? It could be personal. It could be podcast based. I will start us off. I have never once worn anything but pajama pants to record a single episode of the Noonas. I am wearing them right now.
I'll do a small lore drop just about like, so if you're talking about clothing, like sometimes I do come in costume.
That's true.
Because I'm
there are
like
times we're doing something themed and you're late and it's like, ooh, what's Sky gonna do?
Sky just a quick question, Sky, is that a follow shirt that you're wearing right here? Yeah, I painted this shirt, y'all.
It's from the Monster X music video.
Music video. Yeah, it was a charity. I did a charity for it. We donated money to UNICEF anytime someone bought one. There's a lore drop right there.
Yeah.
We have had a couple of, I feel like, couple of different
deep cut.
Ooh.
So before we did live streams, we did do the Boys Over Flowers thing.
Oh, yes. We did a Boys Over Flower reaction. It's one of our like top
videos on YouTube. Because our YouTube is not like our audio. This is people on YouTube know that our audio podcast has way more listeners than the video version.
Yeah.
So it's like if you found us on YouTube, you're like, man, no one knows who these people are.
No, they're just
they do. It's just not on YouTube. They don't.
But during that, so we did it kind of in a few iterations of it to like, because we did blocks of the show because I personally had not seen it before, and it was anyway. So we went through all that, and I think my lucky stars that the last batch did not make like the save file got corrupted. It was a whole thing, and I dressed up.
It was so good though.
So good.
I did my hair to look like Junpyo from.
That was back when we were using Zoom or Skype. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And
it was Skype. Yeah, we
just lost it, and I was so heartbroken because I had been spending so much time editing those stupid things, and there's the one that Sky dressed up on was like, and it was also heartbreaking because I remember very clearly I was rewatching that show with Sky as solidarity. It was like on the the Netflix the where you could watch at the same time, like not Rabbit, but like whatever.
Like watch party.
Yeah, it was Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was fun though.
It's been 7 years of good times, man.
Yes.
And here's to 7 more.
Well, and I'm pretty proud of us because it's been through some rough times and stuff for all of us to where sometimes we do this in spite of how difficult our lives get.
It's a nice constant to have.
And when it is a joyful hobby thing we do, it is a thing that does bring us happiness and joy, and that's why we keep doing it. So like it does help when life and we're all comfortable enough at this point. If life gets too hairy, you take a little break. It's cool. But like in the meantime, it does bring you joy even when life is like really crummy sometimes. So
and genuinely, we hope that like those of you out there listening to us are deriving the same sort of joy that we get from making it, from listening.
Yeah.
That's literally the motive. Otherwise, we would just have a video chat with a movie playing once a week.
Right.
I really think that there is real value in trying to bring joy to people's lives, even if it is just by making a silly little podcast that they get to listen to once a week on their drive on Monday morning. And that is...
It's because
good enough for me.
We find value in sharing these stories from these dramas and stuff because on some level they bring us joy, but also like we find value in talking about the stories or whatever, and we think that that is good to like pass on to other people, not just the 4 of us. Because again, we could just talk amongst ourselves about it, which we do, but we do want to share that because discussing narrative stories and discussing the soapboxes that we discuss or whatever,
discussing like fandom,
and fandom and aspects of that, and even talking about sometimes the more difficult topics once in a blue moon, like we find value in that, and so that's why we keep, and so we hope that we bring value to
people who listen.
Listeners.
Agree. Yeah. And on that note, we hope that you had value listening to this episode, and we'll come back next week because next week it's our monthly What We're Watching episode. Because it's already over halfway through this month. It doesn't make any sense. Time is a endless parade. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I reply to literally every comment if it's one that should be replied to. Sometimes people leave like weird bot comments and I'm like, nah, I can ignore this one. But for the most part, if it's, if you just want to come squee about stuff, I will squee back at ye on YouTube. And if you want to listen to us in audio, like if you want to download us to listen to in your car on your way to work, if you have a commute, we are pretty much wherever audio podcasts can be found. We're on Podbean, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple iTunes, all Google Play, I think is still a thing. I don't know. It just sends, listen, Podbean just says it sends it everywhere it needs to go. And we're really trusting them. But if you want links and time codes, I will link all the shows that we talked about early in this episode. You can go to on our website, certifiednoonas.com, where every single episode gets a post, where you can also listen or watch it on that post as well. We make it so easy to listen to us. You can listen to us anywhere, please. And if you want to support this podcast like the incredible group of people who do, you can join the Found Family at patreon.com/certifiednoonas. I was getting real ahead of myself. And they're incredible. We love them. We are actually having a movie night. Well, we have a movie night every month, but we are going a real blast from the past blast from the past with the movie, which was the first review we ever did on this podcast for our movie night this month. So I'm very excited about that. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we just genuinely love that people take the time out of their day to listen to us gab about stuff we like. We hope you keep doing that, because we will keep making it for you. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. And if you feel like following us on social media to go wish us a happy anniversary, we are on Bluesky at Certified Noonas, and we are on Instagram at Certified Noonas, and we are also we're all linked on the well, you can find us. Like, we're linked in the Certified Noonas socials if you want to find us on there. Anyway, we hope so. We would love to hear from you, is what we're saying. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and as always, for maybe another 7 years, who knows? Keep enjoying Asian entertainment. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.